Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm going to be talking about 5 behavior techniques that I found interesting in the classroom. The 5 techniques I'll be covering are allowing for do-overs, gestural prompting, high rates of positive responses, music in the classroom, and peer mentoring opportunities. So, let's get started.
The first behavior intervention technique is allowing for do-overs. 2011 to 2012 Teacher of the Year Chris Cannon speaks of the positives of allowing for do-overs. He states that not only do they increase student motivation, allowing for hope and a student to learn from their mistakes, but also it causes fewer chances of cheating, improves test scores, and allows students to understand why they made a mistake on a test. If the point is to teach your students, why not give them the ability to learn from reviewing their mistakes? Sometimes that's how I learn the best. Having the chance to look at something I've done wrong and being able to think over why it's wrong and what the correct answer should have been really helps it stick in my mind. The second technique is gestural prompting. Gestural prompting is a productive behavior intervention technique for several reasons. First, it can be a discreet but powerful way to redirect a student who is exhibiting behaviors that can quickly be remedied. For instance, if a student finds their mind wandering away from their work, instead of disrupting an entire class to verbally redirect him, a teacher can walk over, nod down at the work, and help him refocus on his work. Secondly, it doesn't take time away from instruction to meaningfully glance at a student, keeping up the pace of the learning environment. Finally, research has found that gestural prompts can be especially successful for kids with developmental or behavioral problems. Instead of calling attention to something that they may be embarrassed about, quickly using a gestural prompt with a meaning that has been established between the student and the teacher can redirect their attention without causing embarrassment or resentment. Third, we have high rates of positive responses. Positive behavior intervention supports is a school-wide approach to creating a positive climate. While it encompasses an entire way of thinking about focusing on the positive instead of the negative, do this instead of don't do this, I think it demonstrates the power of positivity. If you set positive expectations for your students, like respect others, and reinforce those rules by acknowledging when someone is doing something right, you will be more likely to see others following by example and doing the right thing. Not only that, but you are also leading your class by example. If you want students to be friendlier and greet each other with smiles, why not show that yourself? Also, telling a student they are doing something wrong doesn't necessarily provide enough information about what the correct thing to do is. Instead, if you reinforce positive behaviors, other students can easily take this as a clue of what they should be doing. The fourth behavior intervention technique is integrating curriculum into music. I found this really interesting article on the Listening and Spoken Language Knowledge Center webpage that discusses the power of music in teaching concepts to students. They state, music allows learners to acquire information naturally and presents information as parts and wholes. A song gives students a chance to reduce the information into parts, yet work with it as a whole, which actually makes a lot of sense. Music itself provides patterns and rhymes which the brain can retain easier than just being told something. So, music would be a wonderful tool to help teach rules, appropriate behavior, and other not so fun and entertaining lessons to your students. The fifth and final technique is peer mentor tutor opportunities. Peer mentoring is beneficial on multiple fronts. First, the student being mentored has a chance to connect to another student in a meaningful way, seeing that another has been through the same situation and learned how to cope in a new environment. It is also positive for the mentor because they have a chance to learn responsibility and the power of being able to positively affect someone else's life. Thirdly, it is a benefit to the school because it is bringing students together in a positive and productive way, and again focusing on those positive behavior supports that I discussed earlier.